you don't even know that you're holding yourself back by the picture you paint of yourself in your mind. Hi beautiful people, my name is Alora, and in today's video I will talk to you about how you could self-sabotage and hold yourself back with the perception of yourself that you have in your mind. Firstly, let's talk about self-perception. I would say self-perception is the picture you have of yourself, the idea of yourself that you identify with the most. So I could say, I think that I am a very creative person. This self-perception does not have to be something that you consciously do. It could be something like, I know I am bad at sports. Like I am a person who is bad at sports, for example. This could be like a self-perception, a perception of you by yourself. And we will talk about the problematics of this specific example later. Let's talk about the first way your self-perception is holding you back, which is if you don't update it enough. What do I mean by that? I mean, you have a perception of yourself. For example, one day you've looked in the mirror and you saw, my hair is blonde. From then on, you will think your self-perception of yourself will be, oh, my hair is blonde. That as you grow up, your hair gets darker and darker. And my hair is now fully dark brown. But as a child, I was always told by others that my hair was blonde or like light brown. It took me like, I don't know, years to accept the fact that I was in fact not blonde or didn't have light brown hair, but that I had dark brown hair, which is such a silly example, but it is an example for how you need to update your self-perception. For example, I was not very bad, but I was pretty bad in math in primary school. I always got like B's. In middle school, I got to middle school and suddenly I just knew math. It was much easier and I got all A's and I was like the best in my class. But my self-perception of myself stayed and told me I am still bad at math. Everyone else is just stupid. I'm just bad at math. I'm bad at math. Everyone else is just worse. And that's why everyone thinks that I'm so good. Going with this example, in high school I had the opportunity to choose lessons that would weight more when I graduate. So I could like choose, I want to do English more in depth, or like I want to do math more in depth. I can't really explain it, it's a German concept. And I did not choose math just because I had in mind that I was not good at math. Everyone else was just worse in math. Secondly, I knew I was good in English and I knew it would be easier to get good grades in like an English lesson. So what you want to take away from these examples and from this updating your self-perception is that don't stay stuck for too long on what you think of yourself, because it can change, because you are a person and you change. Even if you are not young anymore, even if you are not in your teenage years, in your 20s, in your 30s, even if you are 60 years old, you can still change. People say, oh, old people don't change anymore, they just like get crankier and stay the same and they are so, I don't know, the same all the time. You still can change, because we are all human and we all change. And even though it's acceptable for you to go through big changes when you're in the teenage years because you are still growing, but you mature so much in your 20s, in your 30s, you learn so much all the time. Even if you are in your 50s, in your 70s, it's not the case that old people have it all figured out. Nobody has it all figured out. There is nothing to figure out, it's just life. So that is one example. Just update your self-perception of yourself so that it will not hold you back, because it could be wrong, and your self-perception is not the ultimate truth. It's just what you think of yourself, and you can be wrong because you are a human. Also, it is very important for you, secondly, to acknowledge your potential, which means don't put yourself in a category or in like a box that you don't think you will ever break out of. For example, I am riding horses, I do horseback riding, and I put myself in a box because I was, for years, I didn't get proper training because like it was like very low budget and very like not professional training, and I got lots of bad habits. As I got like a proper trainer, she tried to correct those habits, and she's still trying, and I am still trying, and most of them are gone by now. My self-perception of myself in horseback riding was always, oh, I am trying my best, but I am not very good. At least I'm trying, right? That was my self-perception. Because if you compare the amount of years I have ridden and my skill level, it would not add up. I was like, yeah, I can actually never improve, but I'm still trying my best. But it's like hopeless, kind of. That was my self-perception, so to say. I kind of didn't see my own potential. And the wake-up call was when my trainer said, actually, I have been wanting to go over the neck with you for years because you can do that, and it's something that you are capable of, but for some reason it's not like you don't try hard enough, but it is like, she kind of told me that I have the potential, I just don't use it. After that, we started going over the neck, and I realized I don't have to be bad in horse riding. I don't have to try my best but fail all the time. I realized I can just learn, and I can just give it my all, and that my situation is not hopeless, and it's not permanent at all. So what you have to learn, what you can learn from this example, your limiting beliefs of what you can and cannot do are holding you back. You need to understand that your abilities, what you can or cannot do, are not part of your identity. They could be falsely part of your identity, but they should not be. Because, again, you are a human and you can always learn things new. Even if you think, oh, I am only good for like this one thing, and like I can't do sports. But you can learn it. You need to realize that you can learn everything you want, or you set your mind to. This means that the next time you say something like, oh, your drawing is so good, I wish I could draw like that. Instead of saying this sentence and embarrass the person you are saying this to, you can just start drawing. If you really want to learn how to draw, just start. Like, what do you think? How did this person learn how to draw? They did not come out of the room with a little pen and paper and like a perfect drawing of a person or something. They all had to learn it, and the only difference is that they started younger. But then again, you probably started with something else when you were younger that other people wish they could do. So there is nothing on this world that you would like to do but you can't because you're not skilled enough. Like, of course, if you want to go like take a walk in the desert but you don't live in a desert area, then okay, but that's not what I'm talking about, because that doesn't have anything to do with your abilities. I'm talking about purely abilities. So if you wanted to learn to crochet, the ability would be to crochet, and even if you don't have much money, you can just thrift some clothes and tear them apart and use that yarn to practice or something. So the skill can always be learned, even if you don't have the money. And you have the ability to learn anything that you want to, because your potential is unlimited. There is no such thing as a wasted potential, because you have potential in everything that you want. So if your worldview is not, I'm so good at drawing but I don't want a career that has to do with drawing. That's not wasted potential, because if it's not something that interests you as a career, then there is nothing to waste. Similarly, if you have tried something that you are very good at but you don't like you have tried swimming and you are a very good swimmer, like you have the talent for it and you have learned how to do it, but you don't enjoy it, or you don't want to be an Olympic swimmer, that's also not wasted potential, because you have potential in everything that you set your mind into. Another point is self-sabotaging. If you are a people pleaser, or if you want to please people, self-sabotaging is so not it. You know why? Because who are you to decide what the universe or God or whatever you believe in wants? Like, if you stop and don't do an activity purely because you think, oh, it's just not meant to be, who are you to decide that? Why do you think you know what the universe or what God or what a higher power wants of you? Why would you think you have the right to be your worst enemy? You don't. Realize that you have the power to destroy your own life. You should not take that power. Self-sabotaging is not cool, but it's also something that most people do, probably unintentionally. Still, you should try to identify it. So, not doing something because you think you're bad at it, and repeatedly saying, oh, I'm so bad at it, I can't do a cartwheel because I'm so shitty at sports. You can learn it, just learn it. It doesn't necessarily have to be easy. It doesn't need to come easy to you. It's okay if things are hard. Who said that life should be easy? You can still enjoy life, even if it's hard. That's what The Rock taught you. You need to have a little bit more self-confidence, and you shouldn't put yourself in boxes that you think you can't break out of. And as a last note, if you are worried that by saying you have limitless potential and by believing in yourself and believing you could learn anything that you set your mind into, if you believe that this mindset would lead to you being self-absorbed and overconfident and cocky, if you are worried about that, it probably will not happen. Yeah, so thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I hope to talk to you soon. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up, a like, a comment, and subscribe to my small YouTube channel. And see what I did there? I said that my YouTube channel was small. And that's where I put my YouTube channel in a box. I shouldn't put it in a box. This is self-sabotaging. I am not a small YouTube channel. I am a giant YouTube channel. I have millions of subscribers in the future. And that's the mindset you should be going with. You don't have to be so overdramatic as I am. So instead of me thinking of myself or my channel as like small, or like, oh, I don't even have 100 subscribers, it's so small. Instead, I am just thinking, I'm creating something for the right audience, and it takes time for that audience to find me, and that is completely fine. This reality will also change over time, and maybe in a few months I will not be a small YouTube channel anymore. And that is the mindset you should be going on about your life. I really hope this could help you, this could open your mind. I have brought some pretty personal examples. I also hope this mic worked, because if it didn't, it would be very disappointing, because I'm holding it the whole time as if I were like a stand-up comedian. Yeah, keep shining, enjoy the little things in life, and see you all next week. It was Allura speaking. Bye!